Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We got my boy Zahid Hollow Man in the building. And this dude to my right is, as you all know, the co-host of the podcast.
The spirit, right? The main character, honestly.
The main character? Yeah, he's fucking crazy. Anyway, we got my man in the building today because number one, he just one of the GOATs of Philly. You know, I raised him, so that's automatic.
Crazy.
But more importantly, we wanted to kick game to y'all and tell y'all a little bit about him and what he does. So, Zahid, if I'm not mistaken, you're now a licensed sports agent, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Correct. And just from a little bit of research that we did, we saw that one of the requirements is that you got to go to 12 Diddy parties within the span of a year, bro. Is that true or not, bro?
Ooh, no Diddy. No, that's not true.
No.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna say this though.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like how do you have a yes but or a yes and to that?
Because think about this though, right? There's a lot of agents that came before me that got high powered clients, right?
Right.
And at a certain time, Diddy was the man, right?
He was.
So I'm gonna say some of them prior to some of them joints.
Yo, I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
to get in good, you know, you gotta get
You
good
better
in.
let him get in good.
Yeah, that was better. That was better for sure.
Diddy.
But so what was the actual process like for you to become an agent? I know I had to like take classes and pass the state
Yeah.
exam. Is it the same thing for you?
yeah. So for us, we had to put in an application on the MBPA agency website.
Oh, is that like the official NBA?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So you put the application in, they run some background checks on you, credit checks, like all different types of checks. They got to make sure that you know who you say you are and
Right.
you're a good person that can be a part of this organization.
Right.
You have to pay like, I think $2,500
What?
out.
Damn.
They don't want no bums out here applying. If you committed, you committed.
You committed.
Basically.
Got to bet on yourself, man. You know what I mean? And
Right.
after everything comes back, the money clears and they see that you good. They send you all the information that you need
Right.
to study, basically. And you get like 3 months to study.
Did you pay before you started to study? Like, or did you have to?
Yeah.
Damn. So
The
you don't even
application
get
fee.
to.
So if
You
you
don't-
fail, do you got to pay that again?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think, but they do give you some type of return. It's not every single dollar, but they do give you a return if you fail.
$50.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you
Gas
got
to
one
get
it,
home.
man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people
for
trying
sure.
to get into space.
Right.
And it's just one of those things where you got to want it. Like it's a bunch of different topics being covered, a lot of law information and stuff like that. Because you know you represent somebody that's serious business.
Right. No, that's a fact. And these are not like usually small contracts. Like even if somebody's getting 500,000,
Right.
that's a lot of fucking money to just be
Yeah.
gambling. So I guess they want to make sure that the person representing them is
Credible. Like,
you're
he's
not some fly by
scamming
night.
him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
facts. Is it one of the requirements that you got to go to like the high school or college?
Yeah. So you also have to have a college degree, bachelor's degree from accredited school.
Okay. That
Any
makes
degree
sense.
or like in a specific field?
They just wanted you to basically have like a bachelor's degree, like a BA or a BS,
Okay.
What did you go to school for?
business management.
Okay. Right.
So that was right up my alley. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense actually for you as opposed to somebody like me. I mean, psychology is so broad, I guess like that like that's one of the reasons why I took it. I
This
was
guy
like,
tries to bring up his fucking psychology degree
listen,
as
bro,
much as he can.
I have a degree in psychology.
Hey man,
For a
you
reason,
got
bro.
it. You know what I mean?
And he could have fooled me. You know what I mean?
But like I could see why something like business management or psychology would go good with that because one of the arms of psychology is sports psychology.
Right.
And you know, you're dealing with athletes, that makes sense. But for you, I think business management makes even more sense because you are essentially managing somebody's business. Like an athlete,
Absolutely.
whatever their job is, that's also their business to get up and go to work. And do they do like they look at your social media, stuff like that, you know?
You do all that, man.
Do a deep dive.
Yeah, they got to. You know what I mean? They got to see what type of person you are. Like you want to be associated with.
Do you have to give that to them? Like, oh, this is my social media, my Instagram, this is my
believe-
Facebook, this is my fucking MySpace.
I believe I did. You know what I'm saying? They ask you certain questions on the application too. So gotta be mindful of the stuff you post.
So you better go back and do some quick cleaning before you.
Before you start applying. No, facts.
Yeah,
That's real
man.
rap.
Seriously. Like,
Did you know that was something you wanted to do? Because obviously we grew up playing ball. So
Yeah.
I always thought like,
He thought he was gonna make it in the league.
I did.
We
no
both
cap.
did.
No cap. No
I mean,
cap.
you ended up at least, in the round. He said,
What you trying to say,
just
bro?
sell houses.
we should shoot for the moon, still amongst the stars.
Bro,
He acted like he did NBA a favor by not coming in. He was like, "Fuck it, I'll go with real estate." You ever see him ball though?
you really one of my
And-
biggest ops. That's crazy.
And you never thought maybe I could sign Larry, right? Didn't think
Bro,
so.
we the
Didn't
same
think
age,
so.
I'm about to say, he made you sound like you old.
Bro,
Ain't you like 40?
damn, bro, we the same age, bro. You look older than me. You just happen to have just turned 30. Old ass.
31 actually. Thank you.
Young boy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I just know Larry, he was like, yo, I'm bringing in an NBA agent. I'm going to try to
Yeah.
get him to sign me. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
He actually texted me and said, don't bring up his NBA, like his background in basketball, because he didn't want people to get like intimidated.
It's wild that you can just sit here and lie.
So I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like,
No,
if we come in
that's
here,
crazy,
we're
bro.
going to be
Crazy,
honest,
bro.
right? We're going to be transparent. I'm not going to just fucking keep that behind closed doors. So that's why I said, I'm going to bring it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You a bitch. But yeah, like it's like once you finish school or whatever, I know you did a couple different things. I know you own your own truck and logistics company, right?
Right.
Was being a sports agent like your way of saying I can still get close to something that I love? Maybe I'm not playing in the league, but it still give you a chance to be competitive and to be in that space. Was that kind of what you was thinking?
Absolutely. So for a while, like I kind of like just walked away from it.
Right.
Especially after college and stuff like that. Then my little brother was coming up. Talib was coming up.
Beast. If y'all don't know T Hollow, man, go
Hollow.
check him out, bro.
He that ball, man.
Right.
And I just, helped him throughout his process of him creating a plan and what he wanted to become.
Right.
And, I just, being a big brother,
Yeah.
I just took it on like, yo, we going to do it together.
Right.
And now, he's overseas and he's having success. He had a successful career in college too. And now that he's over there, I think just me seeing him develop, it still showed me that I still got a love for the game.
Right.
And I also started going to like high school games again, just, PCL, public league games. I'm like, yo,
yeah.
I still love this game.
Right.
Even with us, like we still play, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So it's just like, I'm an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? And my first love was basketball. So I just merged the two,
That's smart.
and I got a little bit of influence too from like Rich Paul, man. Like he a beast, bro. And like just, I've read his book and just seeing where he come from, the same type of environments like us.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, like at the time when I got the idea and then, he started telling his story, it was just like, okay, like that's the influence right there. But
Yeah.
I could also merge the two too, because I love the game and I love business too. So why not? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a perfect marriage, you know what I
Right.
mean? So
Rich Paul, I'm sure you don't know.
Not even a little
And
bit.
for the other squares
I've
who
heard
don't
the names
know.
separately.
Yeah.
Put them together. I don't know.
you got two first names. But that also probably making known even more. you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's such an awkward name that you kind of have to like remember
Absolutely.
it. Like, yeah, stick out. But he is is he the co-founder of Clutch Sports?
I think he thinks he's either co-founder or the actual owner.
Yeah,
of
okay.
Clutch.
So Clutch Sports represents like some of the NBA's best talents, Anthony Davis, amongst a bunch of other NBA players. But he also
James.
represents LeBron James. And the story apparently is that he was out selling like jerseys or something.
Out the trunk.
Yeah, out of his trunk. And
What?
LeBron was like, yo, I respect this dude's hustle. And over a series of years, he earned LeBron's trust and eventually started representing him. So imagine like growing up, kind of like how we grew
That's a
up.
crazy success story. That'll motivate a lot of us. Like,
relatable, right?
Bro,
Very
like,
relatable.
wow.
To just be trying to make it.
Selling jerseys from the trunk of your car to representing the biggest name in basketball.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
That's actually insane.
Well,
Absolutely.
LeBron is currently not the biggest name, but you know, he's up there, top 3 for sure.
Okay.
Who you think is higher than him?
If you're talking about like jersey sales and shit like that, that's what I'm really thinking about. I think maybe Steph is probably a little bit over Bron.
Jersey sales wise?
Yeah.
That's what you're. Whenever anybody thinks basketball,
Bronny
the first person they
James.
think of has to be LeBron.
For sure. But I meant like on a global scale, I think
Well, that's
Steph
because
is more
I think,
relatable.
Exactly. I think kids see
Well,
Steph
that
and think
Olympic
maybe
run
I can be
too.
a shooter like him. I don't think anybody sees LeBron and was like, I could be the next LeBron. They're like, that's too much shit going on.
That's a lot. That's a lot to, you know, hold up to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He's one of a kind.
For sure.
Steph is like, you know, 6'3", 6'4", you know.
Yeah, that's either me or you, but not
that's-
him.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then that Olympic run, Steph just had too with those amazing shots in that championship game. So
Right.
it's just like, you know what I mean? You might got a point there, but LeBron got his son in the league.
Yeah,
man.
and that shit is
I ain't gonna say got him, but he definitely influenced
bro.
him.
Come
what I'm saying?
on, we can keep it a beam.
That's a power
I
move.
know you got to be political because that's your workplace.
Not even. He
But
still got to put the work in too, though.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Well, his last game, he just did what, like 17
Yeah,
points?
17. Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, I'm a Lakers fan, so I got to sit through that shit. But it's cool.
Y'all got some gems though, man.
We do.
I got some young guys. They can go.
We'll see what happens. I think it's a little bit much of a circus right now, just because fucking JJ Redick and LeBron James had a podcast together, and now JJ Redick just happens to be the fucking head coach.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's like watching TMZ, but in the NBA. But
drama.
I ain't gonna throw too much shade because my man's is building out his business, so I'm gonna keep it
This
on.
is Larry's
I'm gonna
thoughts.
keep it on the
That's
hush.
that's his thoughts.
I might
you can ride
try
with
out for the G League at some point. We're gonna see what happens if I can.
Oh, so you wasn't lying, right?
I told you.
I'm thinking about it. But yo, when you go into these high school games and stuff, like, are you approaching these people kind of like introducing yourself? Because I'm curious what it looks like for you to be building out like your business and clientele. So
Right.
are you like introducing yourself to like upcoming talent, just putting your name out there?
Yeah, for the most part right now, it's like I just want people to kind of like notice who I am,
Yeah.
you know, in the room as far as like what I do and how I can be valuable to them and, you know, where they're trying to go.
Right.
You know, I'm not really putting too much thought into it. I'm just kind of letting it flow right now.
Right.
Cause I always say this, but it's a long game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to really move too fast, too early. And, you know, it just don't pan out for you.
Right.
So I'm just moving at a good pace. You know what I'm saying? Just connecting the dots, networking, and just, you know, keep mapping out this business structure that I'm trying to create
Right.
and bringing on the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Why though? Why do you feel like it's not a good idea to move too fast?
Just because a lot of people also have their own, what they're trying to accomplish. And it might not align with what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And sometimes it takes time for you to actually get to know who people are.
Facts.
So if you align yourself with people too early, you just don't know what their intentions are. And that can, you know, hinder your success moving forward.
Facts.
So I'm just, you know, just trying to be smart about how I move, man. Cause, you know, we're in a business that's a very, very competitive business.
Yeah.
It's edgy. It's a lot of people that's going to try to go behind your back and promise things that they can't deliver. And I don't want to, you know, attach myself to people like, you know, that can, you know, deter people from wanting to deal with me.
Right.
This is business, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
one of the highest businesses, and we're going to do it right. And we're going to make a lot of money and have fun doing it.
I'm glad you said that because what I was thinking when you said like you don't want to move too fast is I was watching one of Rich Paul's interviews and he was basically talking about how like it's a lot of gatekeeping in that profession. And, you know, unfortunately, it's not too many people that look like us and him in the business, right? So when you make a name for yourself and people start to see that you're working with a LeBron James, you're working with an Anthony Davis, now you're a threat. Now you have the potential to step on their toes and take business from them. So they might try to like snuff you out or make sure you're not getting into certain spaces, potentially taking money out of their pocket.
He's gonna take one of their
Exactly.
players.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly. So I was I was wondering if you were going to kind of like allude to that, which it sounds like is a real thing. And I just think like it's crazy how even like it doesn't matter what type of business that you're in, you're always competing. Like you're always having to establish yourself, make alliances, and then make sure that you're protecting your brand.
Absolutely.
Because the minute you slip up, you out the door. So,
Absolutely.
and I'm sure in your line of work, it's a lot about like your name and your image and all of that type of stuff.
And your character.
I mean, that's why they do the background checks on, and even on social media. Everything that you are not only represents you, but definitely represents the NBA as a whole.
Absolutely.
So, to your point, yeah, I mean, everything comes down to how every person carries themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess my other question is like, what type of talent or what type of player do you see yourself working with? Like,
He asking
is
for
that,
himself. He trying to figure out if he can give it to you.
bro, you is really my biggest hater, bro. When I make the G League team, bro, you're not getting no tickets.
So yeah, what are you looking for exactly? I got you. What are you looking for from a player? You know what I mean?
For me, I think the biggest thing is I want to see that, like, if I was to say, like, to you, if you're a kid looking to make it to the league, whatever, like, what's your goal?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if your goal isn't league or nothing, ain't really much else for us to talk about, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I want to align myself with the same type of talent. They want to win no matter what. They're going to compete. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get up every day
Right.
and work even when they don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? They possess habits of just hard work, you know, the cliche stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just coming to compete, hard work, positive attitude, professionalism, coachable. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look
That
for.
coachable is a big thing.
Yeah,
People
man.
swear they like, oh no, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I watch the greats. I know how they made it. You know what I mean? I know what I'm capable of, and I'm gonna just do me, worry about me, and I'm gonna play the game how I know how I can play it. To be coachable is major. Because that means you're capable of growing. If you can't grow, if you can't be better than what you are now, then you can't be great.
Absolutely.
Not only that, if somebody's not coachable, they're not going to take the advice of the person who's got their best interests at
Make it
heart.
hard for you.
Yeah.
Make it hard for you. So that's what I kind of looking for. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just kind of want to win
Right.
by any means. Like if we go into the league or that's the goal and we going to do whatever we got to do, formulate that plan, everything that we have to put in, the work, the being consistent, all that. We got to put that work in and you okay with that because you know this is your job. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So that's kind of what I look for.
That's a great point. I want to look up how many people make it to the NBA per year.
Well, you got to think in the draft, it's only, 60?
Yeah.
And then you got a few that go undrafted, maybe.
That percentile's got to be low.
It's small. You got to think only about 5,000 people ever played in it.
So, in your opinion, what outside of being like coachable and hardworking, what can a young person who's trying to get in do to differentiate themselves from the thousands and maybe even millions of other people that think, oh, I can make it into the league?
It's kind of like, I think everybody's story is a little different. So one way,
yeah.
So one way somebody made it, it's not going to be the same as another person is going to make it. But I think who you align yourself with plays a major part. Like if we talking about kids that have the talent, you know what I'm saying? They already kind of like ranked kids. They already in the position almost. And I think it's who you align yourself with as far as schools. It's like high school all the way up to college because they all got different networks and routes that they help their kids get to the league too. Yeah. And like I said, man, just being coachable, being a good person, just coming to work every day, growing your game, expanding on your game, and just dominating. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, your specialty, your niche, whatever, you're just dominating. And you're doing it at a pace where it's just like, I don't think none of y'all can, deal with me.
Yeah.
On no aspect of what I do. I'm the best at what I do. And I take it serious. And I think, those kids can definitely differentiate themselves from the other competition, because you gotta just be able to put in the extra work, man.
No, it's facts.
Because it'll show.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It'll show, especially if you're a dog, it's gonna show.
Facts. It's hard to not see when somebody has put the time in.
Right.
Like on the court, like it's going to show, like you said. Like if you actually getting in the gym, putting up 500 shots a day or something, you going to hit when you're out on the court, like without question. So to your point, the Lakers just signed Quincy Oliveri, who I think he might be like 6'1", but
Dog.
bro, he's out there getting buckets. To your point, he's a good dude. Like he basically moved the media room to tears, talking about how when he was a kid, he had got to meet Steph. Steph signed his jersey, and then for the final preseason game, the Lakers let him start against the Golden State Warriors. Steph didn't play, but he recognized him and he like mentioned his name or whatever. And you know, he was just, like, the first thing he did when he got on the microphone was he gave thanks to God. He was like, "Yo, I couldn't be here."
Oh.
Yeah, and that type of stuff people don't realize makes you stand out, because the NBA is also about entertainment.
Absolutely.
And if people want to see you play or want to hear you talk, like a team could keep you around just off the strength of you're a good person. Like, and people want to work with you,
Absolutely.
which makes good team chemistry.
Absolutely. And to go back to your last question, not to cut you off, when you say
that's good.
differentiate yourself,
Yeah.
and that plays into the part of just having your own story and being able to use that story to market yourself.
Facts.
That's another way, because now we're in a different era. We got the NIL era. You know what I'm saying? And
What is that? So for people who don't know.
okay, so it's basically, it stands for name, image, and likeness. So now what has happened in the collegiate space is they're allowing kids to be able to make money now based off of their brand, which is their name, their image, and likeness. So if you're a kid that has talent and you have just say a marketing company behind you or a management team, they can potentially put together and strategize and use to your advantage your story.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And certain brands may want to attach themselves to that, like a sneaker company, or, you know what I'm saying? There's some kids out here that got 1 million followers, you know what I'm saying, already.
Yep.
In high school, like, you know what I'm saying? Just look at Bronny. Bronny has a story in itself.
Yep.
Got, over 8 million followers?
Yep.
Jersey already selling out, you know what I'm saying? Just because he got a story, but his story is unique to another kid who's come straight from South Philly or North, whatever the case may be. Straight from Philadelphia, urban kid, that's the whole story in itself, and it's so relatable to so many kids.
Yeah.
So if you got people in your corner that can help you show who you are, and, you know, and people can attach to it and align to it, that's another way to differentiate yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot different in today's game than it was, you know?
Yeah.
Like, these kids, they have, like, they're influencers and basketball players. So it's different, man.
When George asked a good question earlier, he was kind of talking about like what make an NBA player, I mean, what would make somebody stand out so that they could have a better shot at the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, what would you have told yourself going from being a star high school basketball player and even like middle school, you know, you was like the star of your team. We was punching on y'all, but you was still a star of your team. And then going and playing collegiate, like what would you have done differently to give yourself a better shot at making it to the league?
I think for me, I just loved the game at the time.
Right.
I didn't have no mentors, honestly, that really can teach me how to be just better at my craft.
Right.
Just woke up every day, played ball.
Right.
Listened to my high school coach, you know what I'm saying, was coachable. Always like a team leader, always just performed hard in practices. But I wasn't really familiar with like the extra work that goes into, you know, being ahead of the competition.
Weightlifting.
It's you need a whole schedule.
Yep.
You know, you need people to hold you accountable, and you need to align yourself with good schools and people around you that actually have a good network that can move things for you. So for me, I think that's probably the first thing I would have did, is just try to align myself with a mentor to just help me, you know, further along myself and give me the knowledge that I didn't know I needed. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
What about you, Larry?
Bro, I think about it every day. For sure. Like I was already better. I was already better than everybody. But if I had to change something, I think my first mistake was not understanding that there's politics in basketball. Like Zal just said, like you can have a love for the game, but I won't even use like hypothetical. I'm gonna give you a concrete example. I went to West Catholic. I played all 4 years high school basketball. I was 6'1", 6'2", going into my sophomore year, which like it's not really that tall at high levels of basketball, but in high school, like that could make you pretty much like a power forward center position. Whereas like at the college NBA level, you're a guard. So I spent all 4 years of my high school career playing at a position that would not translate once I got to college.
I gotcha.
So I'm like, and then I had to realize that, but it was too late. Like my senior year, I started working on shooting from outside, getting, dribbling a little bit better, stuff like that.
I think that plays into your point of like, you didn't have a mentor to tell you that shit. To be like, yo, you focusing on the wrong thing.
Exactly.
You had to figure that shit out by yourself. And
exactly.
You said it was already too late by that point.
Well, I thought I had a mentor, which should have been my high school coach, but
you would think.
So the thing with that is, it's like when they have an idea of who they want to lead the team, and who's going to be the anchor, So it's just like they want the best for you, but they're not solely like strung on. All right, I'm gonna help L, do this, and that because they already got their eyes on other players that they might have promised. Like we're gonna bring you in because you're gonna be the star of this team already.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if you coming in and you're not highly recruited to be on that team, they want the best for you. They want to see you get a scholarship or whatever the case may be, but they're not solely invested in trying to see you go to the league. You know what I'm saying? So that mentor thing is big,
Because the coach still has to keep his job. He still got to win. So if he's investing too much time in your development, he might not be investing the time into who you, like you said, is supposed to be the star player. Yeah. Supposed to be the most talented. Whatever.
Right. And the way you're saying, I thought that was you.
That was me. He just didn't recognize it. So ask about me, bro. At practice, before, after, our basketball team practice, I was cooking. Cook anybody. You come out there, I'm busting your ass.
This is facts.
Zai wasn't on my team. So
but he knew you, right?
I went to a different school.
Bro. Don't make him lie. I ran West Philly. All right.
So let's say somebody does come to you, right? Either like as a mentor, looking for a mentor, or is like, yo, I'm trying to get represented, but they're trash. They're horrible. They're not good at it. All right. How would you break it to that person? Be like, this is not for you. Because, sometimes you got to be straightforward to people, right? Or you think even if you're not that good, chase it 100%. What do you think?
I think it's a lot of things that play into that, because a young kid, I don't necessarily want to just be the one that crush their dreams, but somebody that's like an adult already is just like,
why are you looking at me and saying
you was nodding your head. I said we was in agreement. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you laughing hard as shit.
I brought the question up because I wanted somebody to hear it.
Ugly ass.
I think it's just simple. Like, you don't want to try nothing else. You know what I'm saying? See if something else is your niche. Just to throw it out there, see what else you might be good at.
Right.
I don't think
it's a loaded question.
I don't think it's that, big of a deal for somebody that's kind of already up there in age. But as far as like a young kid, I don't know. It's hard to tell because you just never know. That kid might wake up tomorrow and be 7 foot. Like, you just never know.
I'm going the other side.
Shut the fuck up. Jordan, right? Prime example.
Absolutely.
Gets cut from his team, goes to college, cooks, becomes one of the best players of all time. So it's like you could tell somebody, oh, you're just not going to be good enough. You'll never be good enough.
So is there an age that you would say is probably, like you say, like once they get up there in age, you say it might be easier of a conversation. What age would you say that conversation is the easiest at?
Anybody past like 24, like, might as well just do something else.
Do it for fun now.
Yeah, for the most part. Not unless you can still, make it overseas.
I was going to say, like that's an option, right?
Yeah, that's an option. But as far as what I'm doing, it's league or bust. Like it ain't rocket science. It's either we going to the league or not.
You know what? I actually like the first time I heard you say that, I was like, damn, people will probably push back because I know a lot of parents Like they worry that their kid is too focused on basketball. Like, but you gotta have that mentality because the window for error is so fucking slim.
Absolutely.
Like I looked up the numbers and it's like maybe 20 people get into the league it's like 20 people per team.
Yeah.
And then it's thousands of people applying to get into the league every year. So it was like, bro, your shot in making it is very slim.
Yep.
So if you put all your focus in on basketball, it doesn't work out. Then you pivot. But you can't have in your mind already that, oh, if I don't make it, because then you're not going to fucking make
Absolutely.
it. You had to put it all in.
You gotta burn the boats.
Exactly. Yeah, but you don't even really know what that means.
Nah,
So
100% no,
you
just use the reference.
you gotta go all in 100%. And then once you make it, now you start to divest your interests and invest in stocks and maybe go back to school on your off season.
Absolutely.
Maybe become a realtor.
Got to keep plan A, man. You know what I'm saying? Just got to ride it all the way out, bro.
Facts.
Got to. And it's the same with me too in my profession because I don't know who said it, but I feel like I heard this. And they said that it's actually more agents than there are basketball players.
Are you
in the league.
serious?
Yeah. So
Wow.
think about my mentality too. I got to match my client's mentality.
Right.
It's either we going to win or what we doing.
And now one of your inspirations is a rival, basically. Like
Could be for now, but
Yeah.
you never know. We
Yeah.
might come together on something.
you could.
All right, then here's this
business.
question. If there's more agents than there are people in the league, why should somebody who's trying to get in or is really advancing jump on with you rather than the many others? Like, how do you differentiate yourself from everybody
You asking
else?
for his elevator pitch. Okay. I like that.
So-
Let's put you on the spot, Zah.
We can cut
Well,
it out.
I had a conversation with another agent that's successful, and I kind of asked him that. You know what I'm saying? Just looking for guidance because I felt that way too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more of us than it is athletes. So what we going to do to differentiate ourselves? And when I brought that to him, you know, and I kind of agree with him. He was just basically saying like, there is no elevator pitch because everybody's story and their needs is different. So you can't come to the same person with the same cookie cutter answer on what you're going to do for them.
Right.
It's just different. And I felt that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And on top of that too, it's just like, for me, I just look at things and I think the real value that I bring is just, I'm going to have your back 100%. I'm never going to say I can do something that I can't. And I'm going to always be honest with you, whether you like it or not. And I'm always going to do the best that I could do that for you. You know what I'm saying? What's best for you, not what's best for me, what's best for you, because I represent you at the end of the day. And that's pretty much the value that I'm coming with. You know what I'm saying?
There's value in being like somebody who's trying to solidify themselves. Because even when I started out in real estate, you know, I was going to basically interview people for a job. Like, you know, me trying to get George to sell his house, I'm interviewing for a job. I'm interviewing for George's business. So I would go to them and say, listen, like, you can go to one of these bigger names, these bigger teams or whatever. They're working with thousands of clients or whatever. They're already solidified. They don't really care if you get the desired result. They're more so focused on their bottom line because you're just a number to them. Exactly. Like for me, I'll take everything personally.
Absolutely.
Like I never want to see you fail because I just refuse to fail myself.
Absolutely. We going to win.
Exactly. Like your goals are my goals. And that's kind of like what I hear you saying.
Absolutely.
We are basically a team, whether I'm representing you or not. Like I want to see you win.
Our success is contingent upon each other. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like something I should like put in a fortune cookie or something, but it's facts. Yeah.
It should. Because it's real.
It's
know what I'm saying?
We got a whole wall of affirmations over there. So it could go
Throw
up
me
there.
up there then.
Yeah.
Throw me up there too.
Look, Zada finished the drink. Now he loose.
I ain't even finished it. It's crazy.
Nah, but that's real
that's
shit.
how I
Though.
roll, though.
Yeah, I know that. One of my favorite qualities about you, and I think I told you this the other day. is that you just got like this charisma, this like magnetic personality where like we were kids, like, you know, he'd get all the joints, you know, whatever. And like people just always wanted to hang around him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is he doing that people just want to be around this dude? And I think that will translate well for you regardless of what profession you're in, but specifically this one.
Right.
Because if you can attract people, you attract money. And I know like ultimately your goal is to build a brand and a business for yourself, but like you can't do that without making paper.
Absolutely.
So like whatever you doing, like oils or whatever you rubbing on yourself before you go to sleep, bro, keep doing that shit because it worked. Like honestly, like I gotta keep my own blood cousin. Love this man. Won't run no plays for me when we play basketball together. He's like, no, we got to get Zah going. I'm like,
get him the ball,
bro. I'm like, this glazing shit is getting out of control, bro.
Man, I just, you know me, bro, just being myself.
Yeah, humble.
Just humble. It's all a facade for real. I'll be going in the crib, gassing it up. I'm the shit.
Looking in the mirror,
I'm the shit.
Nobody can fuck with
all the joints. George had a question on air that I do want to ask you. What's like one of the biggest misconceptions about being in the NBA? You feel like?
I don't really have too much experience of that yet.
Okay.
Just because I'm just newly getting my certification. But if I had to guess, or just what I think could be a common misconception is once you make it to the league that you're just rich. Like he made it. Like he's lit now. Did it? And honestly, it's not like that. And I think a lot of guys, they are trying to get to that second contract.
Right.
That's the one that's going to set them up forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can make a lot more investments and stuff like that because the first one is more like survival.
Right.
You know, they get taxed a lot, man. It's
crazy.
You get even a jock tax, bro. Like,
what the hell is a jock tax?
I think just for being an athlete, they tax you just from being an athlete.
Damn.
I'm not sure the percentage of it.
I was like, oh, you can ball?
Yeah, like you're a professional athlete. Wow. Like, okay, you got to pay a jock tax now.
I mean, I guess that's kind of fucked, but it's because I guess you have the potential to make more money if they see you in that value.
Yeah.
But that's still like.
It's just crazy. I just think that's like a real common misconception. Like everybody think, oh, he signed for $20 million. You don't have $20 million though.
Right. No.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay you.
Yeah.
You gotta pay the league. You gotta pay his taxes.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of his family.
The league holds some of your money too. I think it's like 10%. And it's just it's based on like, you know, the whole overall of the league. It's like if the league does well, then you get a refund. But if it don't, then they keep that.
Wow.
They keep that percentage or something like that. It's a lot, yo. Like, so I think that would be the most common misconception that everybody thinks once you get to the league that your life has changed forever. And it's like, nah, like this when the real work start. You know what I'm saying? Now it's go time because now we want to stay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now we got to make some certain teams like all first team and second team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now we got to build up our resume so that we can get max and super max contracts. You know what I'm saying? Veteran extensions and stuff like that. So it's a lot of work that need to be done.
Yeah, I think being accepted into the league and getting the first contract is
one.
That's your minimal trouble right there. It's like now it's like you got to stay in there. You got to fight for the next contract, like you said.
Absolutely.
There's more an uphill battle, and it gets more aggressive as you go up. So yeah, I can.
You gotta think, bro. The average lifespan of a person in the NBA is like 4.5 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's your rookie contract. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of guys don't make it to the second contract.
Yeah. That's what Bronny got. Bronny got a 4-year contract.
He be around
Already cool.
Oh yeah, he good forever. But yeah.
But like so, if you don't pan out in them first 4 years, you might be G League and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody's playing for that second and third
themselves-
contract, bro, because that's the one that's going to have you.
You think even the players themselves get that first contract and be like, fuck it, I made it, and then
For sure.
stop the drive, stop that fire, and that's why so many probably don't get that second contract.
Yeah, or they not translating, or the work ain't being put in. It's something that's happening. Whether they partying too much, or like you said, they take their foot off the gas because they feel like they made it, or they just not panning out in that system, and it just wasn't a good fit. So that's another thing. Sometimes people decide to go with teams for the money, and it's not a good fit for their career moving forward.
Bro, that's a great point. I was just thinking, like, if a Ja Morant type player ended up with somebody like the Spurs, he would not have the same type of career that he has today.
Before he got in that trouble, bro,
He was the one that was flashing the gun on Instagram and shit.
I think, yeah. Doing something like that, yeah. But you gotta think, man, like, he fell into that trouble, and now Anthony Edwards stepped up.
And now he's the new face.
The young face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Ja still, but like you said, to your point, like, he went to the right team, and he's still making his money. You know
for sure. For sure.
So it's a lot of things that play into it. But yeah, them guys, they need to keep their foot on the gas and, keep building their resume to be able to get them bigger contracts, man, because that second and third is what's going to really take care of your family for a long time.
Bro, to your point, real life example, like, there were dudes I went to high school with that you just knew, oh, he going to the league. They would get to college and then never make it past that. And I think part of that is, to your earlier point, like, being coachable and having the right mindset.
Yeah.
I think, like, the beauty and the trouble with coming from, like, the inner city or, like, these, like, rough ass neighborhoods is you have a story, right? You have the hunger because you didn't have certain things growing up, and, like, you knew getting to the league was your only way.
Absolutely.
But you pick up these dumbass habits. You hang up with these dumbass friends, and then you get there, and these are adults. These are millionaires and billionaires that you're talking to. Like,
Absolutely.
Like you said, Ja Morant flashing the gun, bro. Nobody's going for that.
No.
The NBA is a legitimate business. You doing that type of shit, they don't care if you the star. Like you just said, Anthony Edwards is now like the new young face of the NBA. Look at how easily they'll replace you. I went, like, those same people that I thought was making it to the league in high school and college would get to the college teams and then just fizzle out.
Yeah.
Or they get to the NBA, never make it past their rookie contract, like you said, because, you go crazy, bro. Like, you getting all that money, you on TV every night. Pussy is being thrown like rain. Like, bro, it's no way that you're not going to fall into some kind of trap.
Yeah.
Like, and is that something that you kind of, like, present to these people when you're talking to them? It's like, yo, you got to be aware of these pitfalls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they know, you know what I'm saying, because of where we come from most of the time,
Yeah.
But it's just, sometimes when you get that money, sometimes it just, like, it can hypnotize you and make you believe a different whole facade than, like, who you actually are to the core, and learn some tough lessons. But that's, like you said, that's why your representation and the people you keep around you is so important.
Facts.
And people who gonna buy into, like, yo, your success is my success. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that I have your back and just don't be a yes man or allow you to keep yes men around you and make foolish decisions because people scared to,
tell you. Yeah.
So that's pretty much, it's important, bro.
A John from West Philly is not the same as a John from, like, the IG. So you might think you that dude and you get caught up. Zion Williamson, perfect example. Bro is, like, getting so much money. And then there's, like, basically, I can't even say the word, corn star, blew up his spot on Twitter. Like, she posting all this crazy stuff. And then she was like tagging the NBA in her post, telling them to cut him from the team, saying he's a sex addict, he a freak nasty monster, and all he do is eat. And what's crazy about when she said that, the narrative behind him, correct me if I'm wrong, has been like his weight was a problem.
Yeah.
So now this girl is on Twitter talking about all he do is eat. And she ain't saying what he eating, but he's saying all he do is eat. And I'm like, bro, like, this is literally how you get to the top and fall from grace. Because his career is basically on thin ice. And all it takes is something stupid like that girl
to pull the fucking rug from underneath you, and now you done.
All right, you're the agent in this situation. This is just a fun little hypothetical,
Okay.
right? You're an agent for somebody like him. Shit's hitting the fan, right? We got to move quick. How are you handling that situation?
First and foremost, I tell them to stay away from social media.
Facts.
Don't be on there
No.
fucking. She's a lying bitch.
Yeah, don't. And we gonna sit with our legal team, our PR team. We gonna just figure it out. What's the best route to take?
Level head. Don't get crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. We just gonna treat it like straight business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't gonna have no emotions in it. We just gonna take care of it. And from that point on, he gonna have to learn his lesson. And he might not like it, but we gonna be on him for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we can see that. All right, you learned your lesson. You kind of changed. You know what I'm saying? And we fall back. Let him do what he need to do. But keep the main thing, the basketball.
Right.
Because that's paying all our bills, right?
Right. That's what's keeping her atting you on Twitter.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much how I would handle that.
Yeah.
Now that you have kids, are you like, and they play sports, are you keeping this stuff in the back of your head for them? Or are you just kind of like letting them just grow up and be regular kids?
I'm just letting them grow up for now. I don't think I'm gonna take it too serious until they start to show me that this is what they want.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna be the parent that, you know, is just strict on my kids and this is what I want for you. No, it's, you having fun, have fun. Because I didn't play football, but my son plays football.
Right.
That's the whole reason why I'm wearing this hat today. You know what I'm saying? This is football team, honor of Football Sunday. You know what I mean? My son Zakai, he played for the Frankfurt Chargers, 8 and under team. The Little Soldiers, they was, yeah, they some beasts too. Like
I
the name
believe it.
fit, you know. They was 3rd in the nation last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and then this year they undefeated again. They got a championship game coming up. They gonna go for another natty run this year.
Let me put my bid in now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I see them kids, man. They go out there every day and they go hard.
Right.
And they putting in the extra work, and the coaches, the parents, everybody's like bought in, and it's like a real family oriented environment. You know what I'm saying? I love that for my kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
More than trying to make sure that, oh, you know, you the best. And no, it's about camaraderie right now. It's about learning life skills and life lessons. It's about having confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a father of 3 boys. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for them to know how to communicate,
Yeah.
how to, you know, channel their emotions for the better, not for self-destruction. So, you know, I love what they doing over there. So I said, you know what? I'm about to go on this podcast, and just in case a question come up about the kids, I'm repping my son and his team today. So, you know, I thought that would be pretty dope
Love.
for sure.
I think if you don't get who he is as a person from this last statement, then you just didn't watch the fucking episode. So, George, you got anything else for us, man? I think this was an awesome interview.
No, this was dope.
I
I
had
fucked
fun
with
with
it.
y'all, man.
I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Really just about Larry not being the best basketball player that he thinks he is.
Go find somebody. I'll cook the shit out.
That's what I'm talking about, yo.
Man, put
That's
bread
what
on
I'm
it.
talking
You know,
about.
the crazy
bread
thing
on
is,
it.
crazy
Put
thing is,
bread
I would
on
probably get somebody and still put money on Larry, but talk the heavy shit on Larry.
Right.
What type of trolling
It's
ass-
crazy. It's psychotic behavior.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's your man.
Yeah, bro. Something wrong with him, bro.
Crazy work.
But no, that's why we'll be 2 years in now, the pod.
Yeah.
That's why you my boy.
Nope, not doing it.
Okay.
He left you hanging.
It's all right, because
There's trauma on that shit.
I got his ass like 6 times now. We even.
But yo, most businesses don't make it past 2 years. So, you know, y'all gotta give yourselves a hand.
Nah,
for that.
George be thinking about quitting, but he know I'm not gonna let him. So
He ain't do it though.
I
yeah,
ain't never said that once. Larry be like, fuck you too, man. Fuck this shit. But then we get in here and
sometimes it take that though.
this is usual.
But sometimes it take that. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I mean? Y'all on the right track though, man. I'm happy y'all had me as a guest, man. I
Appreciate you
y'all.
coming on, man.
no, for sure. I think you should help our numbers for sure, because I know all the joints be all over you.
We just got to put him prime thumbnail, just a
Yeah.
picture of him glow in the
We
background.
gonna have Photoshop him, put him in a wife beater.
Yo.
Big chain coming down.
Y'all
We trying to help him get clients. So,
Right, like, what the fuck?
maybe not. Like,
y'all crazy, man.
yo, but thank you for coming on, bro. Really appreciate
y'all for having
you.
me, man.
Tell the people where they can find you, so that way you can connect.
Absolutely. For right now, you can find me on Instagram, Agent Hollow. or my personal page is __Z Hollow, ZHOLLO.
Yeah. So reach out to him if you have questions about, getting into the league or just kind of like the sports process as a whole. If you're looking for an agent for representation,
Absolutely.
He has a lot of experience, obviously, with the overseas stuff too. Even though you're not licensed for that, right?
No.
Right. But it's good to have somebody that you can ask questions because a lot of y'all not gonna make it. So, reach out to him and get some guidance. Make sure that you move in the right direction. And then we're back every Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Me and my slave George. We love y'all.